Slavoj, our planet has been hit by pandemics before. We've had Spanish flu, we've had Ebola. How different is COVID-19 from a sociological perspective?
Well, it's simply that we live in a different world, in a global world, which maybe it's kind of a progress even. Today, we see what total catastrophes happened in the past, and even people 100 miles away didn't know about it. For example, 1840s, the big potato famine in Ireland. Do you know that all the time Ireland was even exporting food? Or not only Spanish flu, medieval plague, and so on and so on. So one good thing is that we are much more than ever aware that we are all on the same boat. The other thing is that, and this should be endlessly repeated, we live in an era of science, and science means this phenomena, although, of course, virus epidemias are connected with global economy and so on, but nonetheless, they don't have a deeper meaning. Can one imagine anything more stupid than a virus? It's not even clear if it's a chemical mechanism or a living being, something that just blindly reproduces itself. It's stupid, it's meaningless, and we need science to confront it. Third thing, that if in previous cases people were thinking just about isolation and so on, today I hope we are becoming aware that we have to act in a united, coordinated way. We are all, the entire humanity, we sit in the same boat. The big loser, I think, will be precisely nationalists, racists, and so on, who think our country should isolate itself and so on. Of course, we need quarantines and all that. But for example, take Europe. We should act in a united way, helping each other with respirators, with masks, whatever is needed, and so on and so on. I think that in this sense, we should behave as if we are in the middle of a military operation. It's not a question of markets and so on. Things are needed. We have enough of means. We should coordinate our activities. We should do it together. It's really either some kind of, nothing to do with sad experiences of the 20th century, some kind of communism, where I simply mean strong global international cooperation, coordination, transparent to the public, sharing information, coordinating activities, and so on. Either this or a very, very sad world.
Well, what we're seeing, Slavoj, is borders being closed, events being cancelled, and panic buying. Do you think this kind of hysteria is blowing the virus out of proportion?
Maybe, but maybe not. We don't know, because numbers are so ambiguous. We don't even know what is exactly happening. My only hope, it's a crazy hope, it's that, of course, this doesn't make the epidemics worthy. We shouldn't be glad about it, but that maybe one of the side effects will be that we will first learn not to take many things we're used to having them at our disposal, not to take them for granted. We in the Western countries are used to have fruits from all the world, to travel freely, and so on and so on. Now this is out. We have to, maybe this will bring a kind of a new wisdom. We have to really accept the fragility of our lives. That's my lesson. The second lesson, I'm thinking about how some people are overworked, medical doctors, people who take care of the elder and so on, while others are stuck at home, don't know what to do. Well, try to think, I'm telling them. Maybe this is a moment not just to be in panic, but to step back and reflect. My formula is the situation is way too serious to be in panic. panicky reactions don't take the thing serious. They think if you do something crazy like buy all the toilet paper and so on, it will help you. No, it's too serious to be in panic. We should step back and reflect. What is our mode of life? How should we change it? Because we should be aware of one thing. It's not just, let's just go on calmly and in 2-3 months it will be over. Maybe these epidemics will be over. But what will happen in the fall? There are other epidemics, there are other ecological catastrophes, and so on and so on. I think that even when things will hopefully return to normal, it will not be the same normality as the normality in which we lived till now. We will have to change our mode of life.
As far as we know, nobody's immune to catching this virus. And as we just noted, a number of politicians have also contracted the virus. Some have died. How will the virus affect politicians when it comes to running the countries?
I don't think this is a serious threat or a question. What worries me more is general class divisions that are exploding. For example, friends from New York are telling me that all the rich people are leaving New York, either flying to some isolated, all the rich people, they're either flying to some isolated Caribbean islands or to their small huts somewhere in the north of the state of New York. The real problem, again, I see is to make health generally accessible. What Bernie Sanders is all the time saying, we need global healthcare, not just in the United States. Viruses like this make us aware that we need some global healthcare mechanisms, not just distributing the burden inside a country, but between countries. We should be, I'm not here appealing to some kind of abstract sense of solidarity. It's even in our egotist interests. If Germany now doesn't help Italy, they will get an even stronger, probably, epidemic, and so on and so on. So helping others, solidarity, is something that is demanded from us precisely if we think as rational egotists. It's the time to step together. Plus, it's the time to do something different with our economies. It's clear in situations like this that we cannot leave global decisions to markets and to nation states. State has to intervene, but in a way which promotes international cooperation. Only in this way something can be done. Otherwise, we will return to some kind of a primitive medieval society, states fighting each other with numbers of victims at the level of plague epidemics and so on and so on. It's really a deep ethical choice. We need, I'm afraid to use the word communism, but a new common awareness and also wisdom. Wisdom of becoming aware what a fragile entity we are, we humans of our Earth. We are not now being threatened by some intelligent aliens, but by the most stupid reproductive mechanism that one can imagine. It's a good lesson in modesty.
I do see a sense of irony here. Now, the virus is particularly deadly for the older generation. And in the US, we have candidates running in the election that have never been so old. You know, Bernie Sanders is 78, for example, and Biden is not that much younger.
I agree, but here we, and I'm saying this as an atheist materialist, here we should remain human beings who respect spirituality. I mean, to put it in brutal, cynical way, from a biological perspective or vitalist perspective, this virus can even be something benevolent, like societies will get rid of their elder, weak, ill, and so on and so on. Those who will survive will be much stronger. But is this what humanity is about? The last regime that I know, which thought in these terms, were the Nazis, who were killing not only Jews and Gypsies, Roma, but also people in psychiatric hospitals, elder, ill people, and so on and so on. Are we dead, or are we a spiritual unity. Here we should all insist that no, we are more than another more complicated species of spiritual animals. Sorry, of animals. We are spiritual beings.
Slavoj Žižek, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.